Nobody told you the rules. They never do. That's the whole point. You grew up watching your parents work. Hard. The kind of hard that leaves calluses on hands and silence at dinner tables. Your dad worked doubles. Your mom budgeted in pencil, never pen, because pencil can be erased, and sometimes the numbers needed to be erased. There was no investment account. There was no financial advisor. There was no conversation about compounding interest or passive income or tax strategy. There was just the check and the bills and the prayer that one didn't run out before the other. You were the smart one. Everyone said so. You got the grades. You got the scholarship. You got out. And then you got in the real world, and you realized something that nobody in your neighborhood, nobody at your kitchen table, nobody at your graduation had ever said out loud.
The game was already in progress, and you didn't know the rules, and the people who did know them weren't writing them down. This video is about those rules. Not the rules they teach in personal finance class, not the spend less than you earn rules, not the cut your coffee rules. Those are rules for people who are already behind and need to feel like they're doing something. No, these are the rules that actually explain why some families build wealth across generations, and other families, just as smart, just as hardworking, just as deserving, stay exactly where they are. These are the rules the first-generation person in every room has to figure out alone, usually after making every mistake they were never warned about. By the end of this, you will see the system clearly, maybe for the first time, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Let's start at the beginning. Not your beginning, their beginning.
The people who stay rich across generations are not smarter than your parents. That is the first thing you need to understand and actually believe. Intelligence is not what separates them. Your mother, who stretched $200 across 2 weeks of groceries, was running a tighter financial operation than most hedge fund managers will ever understand. Your father, who picked up overtime shifts and still made rent on time, had more discipline than half the people in business school. The gap is not intelligence. The gap is not even effort. The gap is information, and who has it and who passes it down. Think about what rich families actually pass down, not just money, information. The conversation at the dinner table is different. When a wealthy kid is 12 years old, they are hearing things like, "We don't pay taxes on that because it's inside the LLC, and the asset goes here so it bypasses probate, and we structured it that way for the step-up in basis." They don't understand all of it. They're 12. But the words are landing. The framework is being built. By the time they are 22 and sitting across from a financial advisor, they already know the vocabulary. They already know the questions to ask. They already know when someone is trying to take advantage of them.
You were 22 once, sitting across from someone in a nice office, and you nodded because you didn't know what you didn't know, and you didn't know that not knowing was costing you. That is not your fault, but it is your problem now, and knowing it is your problem is where everything changes. There is a word rich families use that nobody teaches you in school. The word is leverage. Not leverage like a crowbar, leverage like this, using something you already have to get something bigger than what you could reach on your own. And the first form of leverage every wealthy family understands, the one they pass down before anything else, is this. You do not trade time for money forever. You set up systems that trade money for more money while you sleep.
Your parents traded time for money. Every hour they worked, they got paid. Every hour they didn't work, they didn't get paid. That is called linear income. 1 unit of time in, 1 unit of money out. It is honest, it is real, and it has a ceiling. There are only 24 hours in a day, and your body can only work so many of them before it breaks down. Linear income has a biological limit. The rich don't live inside that limit. They build things that work when they are not working. A rental property that collects rent on a Tuesday morning while the owner is asleep. A business that runs on systems and employees and generates profit without the owner touching it daily. An investment portfolio that compounds quietly, year after year, like an engine running in a room nobody enters. These things have no biological limit. They do not get tired. They do not call in sick. They do not need a day off.
This is not a secret. You have heard this before. But here is the part nobody explains clearly enough. You cannot build those systems when every dollar you earn is already spoken for the moment it arrives. That is the trap, and it is invisible until you name it. When you grow up with nothing, money feels like fire. You hold it for a second, and it is already gone. Rent, utilities, groceries, the car that needs something every 3 months, the family member who needs help, the emergency that didn't announce itself. There is no leftover. There is no margin. And when there is no margin, there is no investment. And when there is no investment, there is no system. And when there is no system, you are still trading time for money at 50 the same way you were at 22. Tired,
capped and confused about why doing everything right still doesn't feel like enough.
The wealthy family solved this problem a generation ago, or 2 generations ago, or 5. They have margin built in. They have systems already running. The child born into that family does not start at zero. They start on a foundation that took decades to build. They show up to the race already at the starting line, while you are still finding the parking lot. That is not motivation. That is just the accurate description of the distance. But here is what changes when you understand it. You stop trying to win a race you were never actually competing in, and you start building your own foundation, not for yourself, for the person who comes after you. That is the mindset shift that separates people who break cycles from people who repeat them. Your parents were not failing. They were surviving inside a system that was not designed for accumulation at their income level. They were doing exactly what the system expected them to do. Spend everything, stay liquid enough to function, repeat. The system was never broken for them. It was working exactly as designed. It just wasn't designed to make them wealthy. You are the first one to see the design.
There is a moment. It happens to almost every first-generation person who starts figuring this out. You are sitting somewhere, maybe at a work meeting, maybe at dinner, maybe just reading something late at night, and a concept clicks. And your first reaction is not excitement. It is anger. Because you realize how simple it actually is, and you realize how long nobody told you. Let that feeling pass. It is valid, but it will slow you down if you hold it too long. The people who built generational wealth were not keeping secrets out of cruelty. Most of them simply never thought to explain it. They assumed everyone knew. That is its own kind of blindness. But it is not malice, and spending your energy resenting the gap is the most expensive thing you can do right now. So let's keep moving. Here is the next rule, the one that will feel the most uncomfortable, the one that most people in your position hear and immediately reject before sitting with it long enough to understand it.
The rich do not work for money. They make money working for them. And the mechanism that makes that possible is not income. It is an asset. An asset is something you own that puts money into your pocket. A liability is something you own that takes money out of your pocket. That is it. That is the whole definition. A car is a liability. It needs insurance, fuel, maintenance, registration. It costs you every month. A rental property that earns more in rent than it costs in mortgage and maintenance is an asset. It pays you every month. The stock that pays a dividend, the business that generates profit, the royalty on something you created once that keeps earning. Assets. The first-generation person almost always spends their first real paycheck on liabilities. The nicer car, the bigger apartment, the things that signal arrival. And this is not stupidity, this is completely human. You spent your whole life watching those things from a distance, and now you can finally reach them. Of course you reach. Anyone would. But the wealthy family never reached because they never had to prove arrival. They were never outside looking in. They bought assets first, always assets first, and the assets bought the liabilities later. That is the sequence, and the sequence is everything. Let me make it concrete. 2 people, same salary, $35,000 a year. Person A gets a raise to $50,000 and immediately upgrades their apartment and their car. Their monthly expenses rise to match the new income. They feel the raise for about 3 weeks, and then life costs exactly what they earn again. This is called lifestyle inflation. It is automatic, it is nearly invisible, and it is the single most common reason people who earn more never actually get ahead. Person B gets the same raise. They keep their expenses exactly where they are. For 1 year, they take the difference, $15,000, and they put it somewhere that earns. A low-cost index fund, a small investment property with a partner, something that compounds. It is not glamorous. Nobody posts about it. There is no moment of visible arrival. But at the end of 5 years, person B has a machine running quietly in the background. Small at first, then louder, then impossible to ignore. That machine is the foundation.
Your parents never had enough margin to build the machine. That is the honest answer. Not because they lack discipline, because the math was never in their favor. Because emergencies are more expensive when you are poor. Because predatory interest rates target the people who can least afford them. Because the system extracted from them before they could accumulate. You might have a margin now, even a small one, even a thin one. That margin is the most important thing you own. Do not let lifestyle inflation take it before you even notice it is gone. There is one more thing. The thing most financial videos never get to. The thing that lives underneath all the strategy and the asset talk and the compounding math. The thing that is actually the hardest part of being first. You will feel alone in this.
Not because the information is hard to find, not because the math is complicated, but because the people you love most, the people who raised you,
The people who sat at that kitchen table with you will not always understand what you are doing. And sometimes they will be afraid of it. And sometimes that fear will look like criticism. And sometimes that criticism will come from the people whose opinion matters most to you in the world. You will start talking about investing, and someone at the table will say you are acting like you are better than everyone. You will start making different choices with your money, and someone will say you have changed. You will start protecting your margin, and someone will call it selfish. None of them are bad people. None of them are trying to stop you. They are operating from the same framework they have always had. The framework that says money is scarce, safety is spending nothing, and getting too big means losing where you came from. That framework kept your family alive. Respect it for what it did, and then gently, quietly, without announcing it, build a different one. You do not need to convince anyone. You do not need to win an argument at Thanksgiving. You do not need to explain every decision. You just need to stay consistent long enough for the results to speak in a language everyone understands. Because wealth is not a theory. Eventually, it becomes visible. And when it becomes visible, the conversation changes on its own.
But here is the other side of that, and this matters just as much. Do not lose where you came from in the process of building where you are going. The wealthy family has one thing you actually have over them. You know both worlds. You know what it feels like to check your account balance with your eyes half closed because you are afraid of the number. You know what it feels like to say no to something you wanted because the rent was due. You know the weight of that. And that knowledge, that specific lived understanding of scarcity, makes you a better builder than someone who never felt it. Because you do not take margin for granted. Because you understand what it cost. Because you will not let it disappear without a fight. That is not a disadvantage. That is a perspective the people born on the third floor never had to develop. And perspective, when you use it correctly, is its own form of leverage. So here is what you actually learned today. The rich stay rich because of information passed down across generations, because of assets built before liabilities are bought, because of systems designed to earn without trading time, because of margin protected long enough to compound, because of a sequence, assets first, lifestyle second, that runs opposite to everything the first generation person is told to do with their first real paycheck. And now you know it. You are sitting with information that took some families generations to accumulate. You did not inherit it. You found it. That is a different kind of inheritance, the kind that starts with you. Your parents worked so you could have options. Now you are learning so the person after you can have a foundation. That is how cycles actually break. Not loudly, not all at once, but quietly, consistently. One right decision compounded on top of another. Until one morning, someone in your family woke up and the number moved overnight, and they already knew the direction, and they poured the coffee, and they looked out at the city, and nobody was coming to tell them what to do. That is the whole point. That is what you are building toward. And now, you know the way.